Okay, folks, this is the 12 noon Sunday video update at Vero Beach and the Victoria Condominium project. This was shot from the front of the Victoria, front meaning front over by the ocean, and that's what the ocean looks like today. It looked like at 11:30 today. Take a look at the trees there on the right there in the center. They're blowing. Look at this one on the left-hand side here, blowing pretty hard. Wind is blowing pretty substantial right now. We've had some 65, 70 mile an hour gusts here. That's according to me, at least with my indicator, that's the way they were. And then they settle down to 35, 40, 45 miles per hour. But it looks like the hurricane now, as of the 11 o'clock advisory, has taken a turn to the east a little bit. It hasn't, and it hasn't also made its left-hand turn to go up the west coast. So who knows what's going to happen? We lost the light here, or at least it got blown over, and I kind of shoved it out of the way because I'd like to keep the rest of the lights on the property. But it took some wind to do that, and that was very protected. That was up against the side of the building. This is the pool house over on the left-hand side, all buttoned up, and wind was blowing pretty hard right here. The shot coming up, this was a tough one, coming out here on the out at the beach. Now it was almost high tide. It was about 15 minutes before high tide, and you can see that the water is coming in now underneath the our Seagrape overpass down to the beach, and it's coming up right to that and almost underneath it, and it was blowing pretty hard. As I was saying, that was at 11:30 on Sunday here at the Victoria property on Vero Beach, 5680 A1A Vero Beach. This is the south and east side of the building. Took this mainly so you can see the wind blowing those palm trees up there. You get an idea of what. Look at those palm trees blowing as well. This is the most southern part of the property. Now this next video coming up I took kind of just so you get an idea of what A1A looks like when a storm is approaching, such as it is right now. So if you're familiar with the area, I'm now heading south on, let's see, this particular one is right at A1A, and I'm now turning east on 60. And the reason I shot this video is just for you to get an idea. Fortunately, at the moment, we don't seem to be getting any flooding at this area, and frequently this area floods pretty badly. And this particular case at 11:30, 11:45 today, Sunday, there is so far no flooding, and that's a really good thing. We're gonna go down here and make a left-hand turn by you see the bridge ahead of me. I didn't want to go across the bridge for fear that if I went across the bridge, they might let me come back. So I made a left-hand turn here by the Art Museum and the Riverside Theater, turned around and came back, and you'll see here the next shot I took was, I believe the next one's over at going south right now on A1A, south of 60, and I took just a little bit of this shot, and then I came over onto Cardinal Drive and drove by Cardinal Drive and a couple of our favorite restaurants like the Tides, and hopefully I can send this over to Leanne and she can see that her restaurant at the moment is still very much intact. So this is just going down A1A. From time to time there's a fair amount of flooding in there. You know, I may be mistaken about this, but I'm not sure. Not quite sure where this is. Oh, I remember what I did here. This is a little bit out of order. I apologize for this. The reason I shot this video is I was kind of taking a look at the power lines and the cable lines, and so far those are on the left-hand side there, and they look to be holding up pretty well. I think the ones on the top are Florida Power and Light, and the ones on the bottom are Indian River County lines, but they look to be holding up fairly well, and that's a good thing. So far we haven't even had a flicker of electricity. Knock on wood, we know that's not going to hold up, and eventually sometime between now and tomorrow morning we'll lose power, and then who knows how long it will take to get power back, because we aren't Florida Power and Light. We are still on the Indian River utilities grid, and that's just not a good thing. So but the important thing is that I think they learn every time they have a hurricane. They figure out where the weak spots are and they try to put those back together. At least in the old days they used to just fix things. Now they try to make things better than they were before they started falling apart during a hurricane, and that's the most important thing. So I have to say that we're very fortunate that we have not lost power, and we haven't lost cell service, nor have we lost Comcast. Comcast is usually the first to go, so kudos to Comcast. I'm coming up here by Victoria. This is going to be really out of order, but I'm going to drive into Victoria to our property here. And as you can see, we're keeping the gates open so that they don't end up somehow getting stuck shut. So they are open, even though we have our security still running around the property constantly, making sure that everything is secure. The gates are open. You can see a lot of just a little bit of debris here on the road on the way in, and there'll be a great deal more by the time the hurricane is over. By tomorrow morning at this time. By tomorrow morning at this time, we should really be out of the thick of things, and things should begin to start coming back to normal. In this particular case, I'm coming back into the garage here at Victoria. Okay, here I wanted you to get a look at what 7-Eleven looks like when it's closed, and it's hardly ever closed over here, but certainly is closed today, Sunday, September the 10th, 2017, here in Vero Beach. 7-Eleven is closed. If you look over here, you'll see CVS closed, sorry. No prescriptions today, and the pumps all taped up, so you're not going to be able to get any gasoline there. We're going to pull out here and get on A1A. The wind was blowing as much as 65-70 miles an hour as of 11:30 today here in Vero Beach. All right, and then one last shot of this is Con Beach going north. There, right back there, was where we had the issue with the boardwalk falling apart during Matthew, and they put it all back together, and we're at about high tide right now, and looks like it's holding up quite well. Who knows what will happen between now and tomorrow, because the next 12 hours will really, 12 to 18 hours will really tell the story. So that's my video for the top of the hour, right about the top of the hour on Sunday, 11:30, 12 o'clock Sunday, September the 10th, 2017, Hurricane Irma in Vero Beach, Florida. This is Ron Crider, and I'm just kind of putting these things together for my fun and for the people who live in our building who like to see exactly what's happening in more or less real time here in Vero Beach during Hurricane Irma. Stay safe, be well, and keep checking back here, and I will try to continue to update as long as we have power and Comcast. Have a great day.